Her father works the reservation herd.
Mother's dead, father abandoned her.
Not abandoned, working.
But not at her home. That's abandoned. The law states for an Indian child to attend a day school, they must live with their immediate family in their primary residence.
I am her family.
Amelia Rico is a San Antonio native who may have become a familiar face to many of you that have watched Paramount Plus's 1923.
Well, I know I've watched, and we're so happy to welcome her to Great Day SA. This morning, Amelia, does it feel good to be back home?
Amelia, thank you so much for being with us. Welcome to Great Day SA.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, he's gonna, show me up there. So does it feel good to be in your hometown?
Yeah, I visit quite often. I'm just up the road in Houston, so
Not
so
too
I'm
far
able to come
away,
in.
yeah, but
not
you
too far
grew
away.
up here, you were born here. That is
Yeah,
so
my family's
special.
here, you know.
That's great. You know, everyone has talked about Yellowstone. I
Right.
still need to finish watching it, and then the prequel as well. Would you say your role, which was separate in Yellowstone, helped you with your role in 1923?
Yeah, well, I kind of know the style. You know, I know the overall epicness of the show. I could fit in there, and they knew me. Taylor Sheridan, he's very, you know, he likes to use the same actors more than once. So
Yeah, I was hoping that we'd bring him up because he's on a roll.
He
I mean,
is.
on
Oh
a
my
roll.
God.
I mean, from Tulsa King to
I don't know how he does it.
I don't know how he does it either. So I was wondering, what is he like? I mean, he's got to be an amazing person.
He is very gregarious. He's a great talk. Like he's great to talk to. Actually I was able to meet him at the red carpet, and I was like, oh, I'm Amelia Rico. I play Asachi. You know, I wasn't sure. He was like, I know who you are. He's like, I picked you for the role, and I was like, oh, okay. And he was just profusely, you know, in gratitude for having me there. Like for him, for me.
Right.
He kept thanking me for just being there and for
Well, yeah,
being
you do
able
a
to share my
powerful-
talent. Yeah.
powerful
So I was
role.
like, oh no, thank you. And so yeah, he's amazing. There's actually one of the lines where I say I am your family in the show. I added that, and I was like talking to the director. I was like, I really think because. She didn't originally say anything when he says you have to be family or whatever it is that the character says, and I was like,
Look at
no,
your
I think
face
she would be
even.
like,
It's so
I am her family. Like for us, you know, growing up in San Antonio, you know, your cousins are your family. Like you
Yeah.
don't differentiate like which one's your
family?
immediate family
Or even
whatever.
friends, close friends become your
Yeah,
family.
you call them uncle. You know,
Yep.
people that you've known that are just friends of your, you know, parents or whatever. And so I was like, no, I don't think she would just not say anything there. I think this is really important. So the director had me say it both, with like not say anything and also say it. And Taylor kept,
Well, I'm going to give you a compliment because I'm a big fan of the show.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was you as the grandma.
yeah.
You know, I didn't recognize.
Yeah, actually, Tim Muir, the hairstylist, told me that Taylor called him specifically and said, "I really want to cast this actress. Could you age her up?" So I was like, "Oh my God, that's just so amazing that
It is
Taylor
amazing.
put that much."
And you were able to fulfill that role very well. Do you think your indigenous heritage helped you really center that character in Yellowstone and in 1923, or in general in your acting career?
Yeah, so my indigeneity has been sort of like this topic for me in the past decade, just kind of searching it and really honing in and getting more in touch with my indigenous side. You know, here in San Antonio, we're all told we're Mexican or you know Latin or whatever, and I always knew like I don't feel like that's like my whole identity. And so when I started really kind of researching my family history and everything, and I started to really understand and get more in touch with my indigenous side, that's when I was able to really kind of blossom as a person and and in my career as well. And I think just that I'm into astrology, so I think that part of me getting in touch with my ancestors really kind of helped me, you know, bloom out and help me move forward in
Owning
all,
who
in
you
my whole
are,
life.
all of your essence, which is so important. I think a great reminder for everyone too, to embrace your roots, your heritage, who you are, and the gifts that you have. Because look at where you're at now.
Amazing, you know, amazing. I got kind of a two-parter here. So highlights of your experience on the show, and also with the nuns and with you, I can't imagine when they say cut. I mean, y'all go to laughing. I mean, because it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm Amina Nieves, who plays Tiana. Oh, she's such a sweetheart. I spent a lot of time with her, and I don't know exactly how she does it because I'm not on set when they do those roles, but I can tell you that the nun who's played by Jennifer L, she is such a sweetheart. I met her actually just when hanging out. You know, we were hanging out one day at an axe bar, which I put axes at a bar together. Yeah, that seems like it goes together. But they had one there in Montana, so we all kind of hung out. You can actually see a video of it on my Instagram if you want. Yeah. Yeah, so I met her there, and she's just so sweet. And at the red carpet, she was like, "Here, stand on this." She was like making sure that I was, you know, in the spotlight and things. And so
y'all get along.
She's a sweetheart. Yes.
Okay.
She's
great.
and Sebastian Roche, he's also a very, very cool guy.
I'm sure you got along with a lot of the other big names that we all love,
Yes.
like Harrison
Oh my God.
Ford, and of course, I'm sure you met Kevin Costner as well, right?
I did not
You did
ever
it?
get to meet
Kevin,
Kevin Costner.
are you watching right now? Come on now. You need to meet our girl from San Antonio, but you met a lot of other people, right? So what are some of those highlights of your career right now?
Oh my God, that was just amazing. I mean, actually, we were talking to Timothy Dalton at the dinner party, and my husband Art, who's right over there, he noticed that Harrison Ford had an opening, so he was like, "Oh, let's go talk to Harrison Ford now," and so we were able to. He kind of noticed me. I think my earring kind of stood me out, you know.
Yes.
So he saw that Harrison Ford noticed me, so he was like, "This is our opening here." So we went and chatted with him. We had this long conversation. It was so amazing that we had a really meaningful conversation. He was just so excited to have the indigenous story included, and how, you know, that story is never really told, is really swept under the rug when it comes to American history. So he was just so like into the whole storyline. Like I think that was one of the things that hooked him into actually getting, you know, to coming on into the show.
What an amazing show to be a part of. Just totally amazing. And
I've got to get into it right now, but we're going to get into something else. It was so nice to hear about your experience on 1923, but you know what, Amelia, we want to know your opinions of 1604 and everything within the loop. So we're going to get right to it. What is your favorite taco spot in San Antonio?
Oh my God, my favorite restaurant, hands down, Garibaldi's. I have to go to it every single time I go.
Where is that, Paul? Do you know where it is?
I don't know.
I think it's like Old Highway. Oh, it used to be on Old Highway 90, but I think now it's like on San Pedro. They have the San Pedro one. Oh my God, Garibaldi's. Y'all gotta go.
What kind of restaurant is that? I don't
It's a
know.
Mexican restaurant, so they have these beans. Oh my God, you have to go.
Okay, now this is a very, very important question.
Oh, man.
Whataburger or In or Out?
Oh my God.
I don't even say it right because
Whataburger, that's just sacrilegious.
Yes, exactly right. You know what?
horrible.
I knew I loved you.
Amelia, I'm from California, so it's hard to hear those words, but I love both equally, okay? We can have a love for both. It could be 50-50. What is your favorite fiesta event?
Oh, my favorite fiesta. Just going to the rides and everything. I used to get on the rides since I was like too young probably to get on the rides, and my mom's like, "No, you can't get on that." I'm like, "But yes."
You were acting even then, crying your way into it.
I would. There's a whole
love
story
that.
about that.
All right, we have a big game tonight.
Yes.
Spurs, Warriors, Alamo Dome. We're gonna fill it up. We love our Spurs, but you live in Houston, so Paul.
Yeah, okay. So, Spurs jersey or the other jersey? So I'm going to say the other jersey.
Spurs.
Okay.
Always.
Go,
Spurs.
go.
No-
Spurs to my heart, deep
No
to my core.
Rockets. All right,
No
good deal.
Rockets. Well, thank you so much for being with us, Amelia. It was great to get to know you just a little bit. Y'all follow her on social media and watch her on TV.
You've got to watch 1923. Just totally amazing.
We'll be back, y'all, in just a little bit.